Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Target acquired.
Well, that is a hell of a start. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Target acquired.
Dr. Skyler, tier 181 months. Their vision's based on movement. So I hold completely still. So yesterday I in stream, I take like a 2.5 hour nap. I wake up, I feel like a different person. Like the hornets inside my head are quiet and the panic has bubbled down. And I'm just like, oh, I can see clearly and I can function. Let's work on this. Let's get stuff done as fast as humanly possible before this feeling fades and I get tired again. So I pop up and I start getting stuff done. Amber cooked dinner while I was asleep because she knew better than to wake me up. God bless her. She knew I needed the rest. She left me on the couch and let me do my thing. I come upstairs, I start trying to get everything done on the computers that I can while she's doing dishes, and then I'm like, I'll do the cameras last. We hit 8:30, and I have my phone on Do Not Disturb most of the day because I have it on Do Not Disturb for streaming, and then I just forget to turn it off. So I'm making my way through my list, and I'm feeling pretty good about my chances of getting decent sleep. And I look down and I see 3 missed phone calls from Noah. So anyway, I was sitting there and I was like, damn, why do I have all these missed calls from Noah? And I open up, I open up, Noah won't be upset if I just show this part. I open up Discord and this is what I see. I forgot that 6 months ago, I committed to being on a Monday live D&D broadcast with Robert, Nerd Immersion, Noah, Ray, and Ray Apollo, and that the first episode, episode 1, was last night. It was supposed to start at 9. Or sorry, it was supposed to start at 8. We were going to go 8 to midnight, 4-hour stretches. Now, thankfully, and I say thankfully, there were a bunch of technical problems that were keeping them from going. But I was just sitting here going like, I have so much time to finish all my setup. And then I see this. And I was like, oh no. So I go in there and they were like, you can miss it. And I was like, I can't miss it. I'm so glad I didn't miss it. My character is the barbarian of the group. And I rolled pretty low on the initiative because Robert dropped us right into combat. Robert dropped us right into wild combat. He basically said something about like, I don't know if you've ever played video or played D&D with me before, but I like to kind of like drop you guys directly into a DPS check. So I would advise you not to hold anything back. So, as the barbarian, I rolled low on initiative. Ray Apollo goes out and gets dumpstered. Nerd Immersion rolls out and gets dumpstered. Gets knocked prone. I went out and knocked a drake out of the sky and almost killed a handful of kobolds. And avoided 2 attacks. And Robert was like, you know, man, I get it. Listen, it happens to the best of us. If you got stuff you got to do for your subathon, we can just have your character be asleep in the cart. It'd be epic. And there was a part of me that's like, okay, maybe I do that. Now that I've seen what the first 2 hours were, they'd all be dead. They'd all be dead without me. So I'm glad that I honored my commitment as best I could and went in there and we played. I had a blast. It was such a good time. Robert is so good at DMing. And the Foundry digital overlay, digital tabletop is so nice. So anyway, I did all that. I had fun. I had a great time. If you're not checking it out, Monday nights, 9 to midnight, live on Robert's channel Eastern time. We'll be live again on Monday, and we will be probably for the most of the year. So, I finished that up, and it's midnight now. I've gone from it's 8 o'clock and I've got all the time in the world to it's midnight now. So I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and get our cameras set up, and then after that, I think we're close enough to go to bed. We're close enough to go to bed and handle it. I go to sync up the cameras. I go downstairs. I get them adjusted as best I can using my phone to sort of like log into the camera through the Wi-Fi and see what it looks like, so I don't have to run up and down the stairs for every little adjustment. I felt pretty smart about that. I get everything situated. I come upstairs. None of the cameras are showing up on OBS. I mean, OBS is seeing that there's cameras there, but every screen is black. It's midnight. I was like, if I get to bed right now, I might make it to the gym at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was so excited. I was like, we really might have figured this fucking thing out. We might be ready to go. I'm going to bring you back over to OBS. 12:19, Cave Lounge. Dude, my kitchen cameras are not working again. I'm at a loss. They were working during stream today. I'm so confused. 12:24. Are they being seen caught by the parental controls of this device stops working after X time? I don't know how PG set up the network is and such. If it sees a new device, does it get bumped into or lumped into that? APOC trying to help me out. 12:35. I figured it out. They were being seen on the network. They were working on OBS today. Name the dumbest reason there would be no picture as I was adjusting things upstairs. Zombie Ron Swanson says, light off in kitchen. Every screen was black because I instinctively at midnight 30 when I left the kitchen turned off all the lights. Because I've just tempered myself to believe that when it's nighttime and Amber and the boys are asleep, when you leave, you shut everything off and you lock the doors. So my body went into fucking autopilot and I killed all the lights. And then I get upstairs and the best example I have is imagine that this, I think this side over here on the right, imagine there's no light hitting this. But every screen looks like this, except it's pitch black all the way through. So I'm going through all these cameras going like black, black, black. And I was just like, this is so stupid. I don't understand. Then I fired up my phone camera and my phone camera worked perfectly. And I was like, why is my phone camera working? If that one's getting through, the other NDI sources should be getting through. And it was at that point that I was like, you fucking moron. The lights are out downstairs. It's 1 a.m. How have we done this again? So I told you all of that because I had reached out to Packet Greaser and he came back this morning and goes, shit, dude, I was already asleep. Did Windows firewall turn itself back on? Did you cycle the firewall settings on the Asus off and on? I did all these things. Please don't judge me. I'm very tired. But the fucking lights were off in the kitchen. It was just dark as far as I can tell. We're functional. I still have no idea if the audio works. It should. We'll see. Yeah, honestly, the good sleep makes the live part better. Like you know, I'm a little tired right now, but I got better sleep last night than I did the night before. And if I get a decent night's sleep tonight, like every morning feels normal. There's a bit of a slump in the late afternoon. Then we cook dinner. Then we come back in here and we just kind of vibe while we're sitting here. I got a Christmas gift from Madrinas. It's a little Madrinas mug tree ornament. And it's really substantial, so I actually think I could use it as like an espresso cup. It was a little Christmas tree mug. Yeah, any money given to Danny for doing. I tell you what. Because 2024 has been a fucked year for all of us. Like I bitch about it incessantly because it is me going like, oh, my revenue's down. I can't buy my kids medicine. I will say any act of kindness any act of holiday kindness perpetrated against the mods, Danny, or Rory. Nah, fuck it. Full time on the clock. That's some Grinchy shit right there. We'll do full time on the clock. So, mods, Danny, and Rory. Any act of kindness towards them puts 1x time on the clock. Did I clean my office? And my office feels like it's like 30% bigger because there's just more floor showing. It's wild how that works.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band.
Read the Bear with $25. Merry unbirthday Taffy holiday present. Have you? A lot of you haven't seen that, huh? I went to Goobers' place to raise money for St. Jude during his mega massive metal mart meltdown.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the camp.
And I genuinely didn't know anything about it when I said yes. He hit me up at PAX West and was like, would you come to Des Moines to help me raise money for St. Jude? And I was like, sure. So I flew out there on like a Friday night. On a Saturday, we went to a costume shop and he's like, we got to get you something metal. And we couldn't find anything. So we went and got me like a lead singer of My Chemical Romance outfit. And the whole bit was, and we raised almost $11,000 in 4 hours. So I would say it went well. He said that was the most.
I was a young boy, my father
It does not look like the cache is adding. Hold on one
took
second.
me
Let me hit up Josh
into
and see
the
if he can help
city
me troubleshoot that.
to see a marching band.
Didactical array and read the bear. Thank you so much. I got invited out, and so I really didn't know anything about it because like I'm not a big metal guy, and Goobs is on later than I'm awake. For each $500 we raise for charity, I'll add an hour to the wheel of random. If somebody gives me $75 and specifies that this is what it's for, we can do random takeaway. Random takeaway will actually stop stream whatever we're doing, and I will populate a wheel with every restaurant that I can easily get delivery from. We'll pick one, and then I'll populate it with every appetizer that they have, and I'll pick one. And then we'll populate it with every entree that it has, and we'll pick one. And then we'll populate it with every drink that it has, and we'll pick one. And then we'll populate it with every dessert it has, and we'll pick one. And then we'll try it, and we'll see what happens. $100, so $75 does random takeaway for lunch. $100 does random takeaway for dinner. But it has to be like, somebody has to be like, this is why I did this. Please do this. $250 in one shot, and I'll let you pick what the dinner, what our family has for dinner some night. You can say like, I want your family to have Ethiopian or Vietnamese. And I'll tell the family, I'll be like, hey, I'm not cooking tonight. We're having Vietnamese. Everybody look at the menu and, try to convince Alyssa the mom what The kids I'll let pick their own, but basically, like, the kids in Amber, I'll let them pick their own, but you can pick my entree. But you could dead ass just be like, you guys are having Vietnamese for dinner, and I'll be like, we're having Vietnamese for dinner. $1,000 in one shot at one time, limit one. I'll let somebody skip a game in the list to the front of the line. This is where it gets a little tricky. I got to figure this out. $5,000 all in, both in charity and in personal revenue. And we'll do a pack opening stream where we'll buy a box of whatever chat decides, especially the, you know, the top contributors, or we'll do a vote or something. Magic, cool. Yu-Gi-Oh, cool. Pokemon, cool. I don't care. Some of you have really enjoyed pack opening streams. And I was telling Chaos, if you want there to be a bunch of boxes open past that, just buy me more boxes and I'll open them all on stream. We'll just do that for a day. $15,000 altogether, my revenue and good faith charity contributions, and I'll hand out candy next year in a costume, and I'll let chat help me decide what costume we pick. So like Kratos or Geralt or Joel from The Last of Us or whatever. $25,000 all in, and I guess we'll just have to sort of calculate this at the end of the subathon, and I'll try to figure out how to make a workout stream happen, which I've already said I would rather masturbate on camera than have you watch me work out. But I would see if maybe Justin would like follow me around or something at Crunch or whatever, or maybe Justin would let me go to his place. Right, like right now, I didn't do a lot of stress eating over the last. I didn't do a lot of stress eating over the last 48 hours, but I'd be lying if I said I did none. And if any of those meals were not what I needed them to be in that moment, I would be violent. Like last night when I convinced myself that the cameras weren't working again, I was literally near tears, and I was toying with the idea of canceling the subathon. Like I was near weeping. Oh god, if he touches me, it's over. That's some fucking breathing room right there. I was like sitting on the stairs just being like, I think I just quit streaming. Like I was so frustrated, and I genuinely wanted to cry. And if I woke up this morning and decided that part of the way I was gonna like fix that for myself was gonna be to have a fucking McGriddle and some hash browns, and it was messed up, or there was a fucking hair in it, I would be beside myself. Like I would shoot into fucking orbit. Cross, what's going on? Wait, you still exist? I used to watch you when I was 15. I'm 28 now. Yeah, I got partnered on this channel when I was 33, and I'm 44 now. Rob and I posted our first YouTube video when I was 31, and I'm 44 now. Yeah, it's crazy how long I've been doing this, and it's crazy, like, I knew Cross that I was getting old. In streamer years, I was getting really old when I had viewers like you who would show up and say, I started watching you when I was a teenager, and now I have a graduate program degree. Like, years and years ago, when I was in my old house, which was at least 5 years ago, I was really feeling it when a viewer showed up and said, I started watching you in middle school, and now I'm at MIT. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no! Oh yes! Oh yes! Wait, am I old? Yeah, that's right. It's the sudden realization of like, wait, am I fucking old? The gray is landing on me nicely for what it's worth. I'm terrified to shave, oog. I used to be clean shaven, and people used to be way too honest about what they thought I looked like without a beard. And now it's got me in a place where I'm like, I may never get to not have a beard again. But Amber prefers me without a beard? So I guess one of these days, like, I've never been without a beard and a decent haircut.
This is the story.
You know, like, that would be new for me, because part of what I think I didn't like about myself with no beard before was that this was just this nasty-ass bird's nest. it looked like raccoons were nesting on top of my head. Like you'd reach into my hair and pull out a possum. Because I just never put any effort into trying to like pull this together. I think I look really good with a beard. But there is a part of me that's curious what I'd look like without. But I'm too scared to pull the trigger on it because there have been times that people, sometimes me, sometimes other folks, who have said that without a beard, I kind of look like a pedophile. Like the mugshot of somebody who would lure children into vans. And the worst part is I can't argue with them. It looks correct. Like it's a painfully accurate description. All right. Entertain yourselves for like 5 minutes, chat. I'll be back. It's time to stretch legs. Oh my God, I'm so stiff.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band.
I saw, in that same trip that I saw Wicked, I saw him in The Boy from Oz. And then afterwards, I was leaving. Man, I'm glad Amber's not here. I'm pretty sure I was there with Amber. If not, it was the girlfriend before Amber, but I think the boy from Oz was Amber. And the reason I say that is because I think I remember that she and I were like getting ready to leave the cinema. Sorry, the theater. She and I were getting ready to leave the theater. And one of the actors from the show came out, like just out of a side door. And we were like, hey, we just wanted to say the show was great. We just saw the matinee. Just wonderful job. And they were very gracious. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming out. Glad you enjoyed the show, etc., etc. And then we said, hey, if you don't mind, may we ask, is it fun to be up there on stage? Because at intermission, Jackman would improv a lot with the audience. Like he'd come out during intermission, or no, during curtain call, one of the two. It was either curtain call or intermission. Jackman would come out and just kind of fuck around and do like improv stuff with the crowd because so many people were there because Wolverine was on stage. And I think he was sort of like given permission to just know that, you know? And so we asked, we're like, is it fun to be up there when he's just kind of fucking riffing with everybody in the audience? And the guy, who's a professional singer, by the way, lights a cigar and goes, no, I hate that bullshit because every time he does that, I run the risk of missing my fucking train. And he turns around and walks off. And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, no, a lot of these people are like actual New Yorkers who live here and work in the theater for a living and can't just call a private car and don't have somebody looking out for them to make sure that they get, okay, well, you know, when you let us know when you're ready and we'll make sure to have the car pick you up. Like, yeah, that was a stark reminder that I was like, oh, right. Hugh Jackman, while being one of the nice people in Hollywood, is still kind of like a lightly detached Hollywood elite compared to these like actual New Yorkers who are like, this is my work. This is my work and I commute by train. This guy is fucking up my commute and it makes me want to choke him. All right. Fud guesser. Let's just do the daily and then I'll get into Chrono Trigger. This is a little all over the place, is it not? Yeah, the world is a lot. I picked 3 charities that I feel like are trying to take a little bit of the weight off our shoulders. Who did this? Yo! Prosperity Drive board. Which one is that? Is that board 11? Song's making me angry. Trying to get my sponsorships to load up. Yeah, I like it. It did not take me long researching the Trevor Project to be very impressed with a very noble cause. I'm just trying to see how much Prosperity Drive is. That's $30. Let's throw $30 up on the big board. $450. Add time. Thank you so much, Sweets. I appreciate that. Rice, coconut milk, water, salt, pandan leaves, lemongrass, kaffir lime leaves, shallots, and garlic. Bay leaves optional. Dish requires cooking rice with coconut milk, lemongrass, bay leaves, kaffir lime leaves, and salt. Start by rinsing the rice and then cooking it in a mixture of water and coconut milk. Add the lemongrass, bay leaves, and lime leaves to infuse aromas. Once the liquid is absorbed, let the rice steam until fully cooked. Serve with a side dish like fried chicken, eggs, or sambal. Whoops, I have a map. Sambal and pandan leaves, you say? We are clearly right here. Sambal makes me think Malaysia. Sambal makes me think Malaysia. Indonesia, Singapore, Brunei, all would have worked. So Brunei would have worked. Indonesia would have worked. Malaysia would have worked. Singapore, that's the first time they've ever actually included Singapore in this. I've guessed Singapore a handful of times, and it's never been right until today. Yeah, this, I was in that area with pandan leaves, and then sambal roped me right in. Nasi gurih. I would take a food, just based on what Mike Chen has shown me, I would take a food vacation to Singapore just to hit hawker stalls. I think I could pretty easily, pretty genuinely spend a week in Singapore and not want to leave still when I was done, just based on the food that I've seen. The food there looks it looks mind-blowingly good. Nasi gurih is a traditional Indonesian dish known for its aromatic and rich coconut rice. It translates to savory rice in English. Oh God, Jay the 111, me and Dave heading off to Singapore just to eat food for like a month. I'm just gonna walk around in 150% humidity and sweat it off. Coconut milk is the defining feature of nasi gurih, differentiating it from other rice dishes. Coconut milk not only adds a creamy texture, but imparts a subtle sweetness that balances the savory elements and the spices. Historically, nasi gurih is believed to have been influenced by the culinary practices of the Malay archipelago and Indian traders who introduced new spices and cooking techniques to the region. The dish is often seen as a cousin to nasi uduk from Jakarta and nasi lemak from Malaysia, both of which use coconut milk. Served with things like fried chicken, ayam goreng, fried anchovies, ikan bilis, and sambal, or a spicy chili paste. Boiled eggs, tempeh, and stir-fried vegetables. Okay. This, while still a little wild, this makes more sense. Some of these are making more sense. It's accompanying sides showcasing a coconut rice. This looked like if you were at a restaurant and 4 of you had a little food left on your plate, and the server scraped all the food from 4 different plates onto this one and then put it on the top of the stack so they could take it and scrape it off into the garbage can before they put them in the washing machine. But these look like dishes. That one's actually a little too pretty. But that looks like the fucking English breakfast of Indonesian food, you know? What do we got? Smothered burrito time? Smothered pepper time. Ooh. Poblano chilies, ground meat, onion, garlic, apples, pears, peaches, nuts, almonds, raisins, sugar, cinnamon, cloves, cream. This is wild. Cream, milk, queso fresco, pomegranate seeds, parsley, oil, salt, pepper, vinegar. Optional, plantains, tomatoes, sherry, and walnuts. This dish is a traditional delight featuring poblano peppers filled with a savory, sweet mixture of ground meat, fruit, and spices. It's topped with a creamy walnut sauce and garnished with pomegranate seeds and parsley, creating a vibrant color palette. The combination of flavors and textures offers a distinct culinary experience, making it a festive and visually appealing dish enjoyed on special occasions. What is going on here? This is wild. A sweet and savory fruit and meat filling topped off with a walnut cream sauce and pomegranate seeds. Yo, is it just Mexico? Look. Is this not just the Mexican flag? Or is this Italy? That's the Mexican flag, isn't it? Is that the reason that it's on there like that? Maybe it's like really southern Mexico. I mean, yeah, they didn't put a bird fighting a snake on it, but maybe that's like some down here shit. Disagree that it's Mexican? Yeah, I mean, I guess, but like, they went out of their way to put the Mexican flag on this one. And it just makes me think that, like, the Italians do the exact same thing. Tomatoes, white cheese, and basil. And they go, flag. I also agree that it feels like it's more south. But if I don't pick this based on what I'm looking at, I feel like I'm going to be spitting in the face of a really big clue. Yeah, I feel like I have to pick Mexico after picking up on that. Chiles in nogada. Traditional Mexican dish that is originates from the state of Puebla. It features large, mild poblano peppers in a sauce known as nogada, garnished with pomegranate seeds and parsley. Dish is renowned for its ties to Mexico independence, as its colors, green, white, and red, are symbolic of the American flag. The creation of chilies in nogada is attributed to the nuns of Santa Monica convent in Puebla. Said they first prepared the dish in 1821 to honor Agustin de Iturbide, a key figure in Mexico's struggle for independence from Spanish rule. Made late summer, early autumn, when the walnuts are harvested. Pomegranate seeds are available, and Independence Day celebrations occur on September 16th. It's a stuffing of picadillo, ground meat, pork with fruit, apples, like apples, pears, and peaches. Seasoned with cinnamon, cloves, sometimes nuts and dried fruit like raisin. The nogada sauce, another distinctive element, is made with fresh walnuts, milk, cheese, and sometimes sherry or brandy. Considered one of the most recognized and traditional dishes in Mexican cuisine, often associated with festivities and cultural heritage. Where's Puebla? By Oaxaca? Where's Oaxaca? There we go. There it is. Yeah. South of Mexico City. It wasn't as south as I thought it was. I really thought we were getting into, like, Chiapas? Tabasco? San Cristobal de las Casas. But that is still pretty fucking south. Compared to, you know, Monterey, Baja, Sonora. Fuck, today I learned that Sinaloa refers to where the cartel is located and not like a family name. I shit you not. Today was the first day that I knew that Sinaloa was a Mexican province. Dude, now I'm curious about southern Mexico. Now I'm curious about like Veracruz, Oaxaca, Guerrero. I had no idea that's where Acapulco was. I had no idea Acapulco was there. I've only been to Mexico City once. I was like 8. I traveled all around Monterey and northern Mexico, though. I've never been. I'd like to go to Mexico, but I would like to go to Mexico with people who... I don't want to go here. I don't want to go here. But I also don't want to find myself fucking beheaded with my cock stuffed inside my throat hole because I wandered into the wrong part of any... Oh, why does the name Sinaloa sound familiar to me, you know? So I would go, but I would only go if I kind of was able to go with somebody who knew where to go, and it's the same thing with like any city in the United States. What was it Chris Rock used to say? If you're ever on MLK Boulevard in any city in the United States, you've done fucked up. No, I'm going to cut and paste that to Nate just in case he's not here. Yeah, no, I think that's honest. I think that's a good brass tacks honest breakdown of MagFest versus... I think that's a good honest come to Jesus analysis of the situation for sure. There are good concessions made in that. Sorry, Nate shared some stuff that I can't talk about on chat or on stream. But he dropped a sentence that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words. He dropped a sentence that in 9 words has got me just fucking like it's a this may happen thing, but at the same time, you know, it's like it's way too early. But it would be wild if it did. Anyway. Yeah, conversations are being had. Jesus, dude. That would be fucking wild. That would be the kind of thing where I'd have to I'd have to look my family in the eyes and be like, gotta work, sorry. Somebody wanted to do a thing, and then I wanted to read what Lauren wrote. Sorry, I got all spun around. I really want to see Chichen Itza because it's one of my favorite book series, has a book focused on that area. I want to go, like, I'd want to go to Mexico to see places where people lived. I'd only want to go to Mexico if I was invited there. I don't want to go to the tourist spots. I want, like, if I went, I would want to go with somebody who was going to see family and I was invited to come along. And yeah, Ollie Queen, go for it. Sorry, I got all wrapped up in stuff. Oh no, I think it's fine. No, Lisa, I think it's okay. Every charity counts. I would love it if somebody would pump a little money into the 3 we set up Tiltifies for, but if we don't raise any money for it, I'll just quietly close the campaigns. You know, just, you know, it's a nondescript charity drive, I think. I appreciate you looking out though, Lisa. Normally, if it was a kind of thing where, like, we had talked to representatives and we were, like, laser focused on those 3, that would be the right call. I think in this situation, though, like, it's very loosey-goosey. NASA's solar probe is going live. Historical passing by the sun. Yo, crazy. That's crazy. I'll have to catch the images on a recap. 2 of my best friends are originally from Honduras, and it's a pretty similar story. They want me to go with them, but we'll be sticking to areas they know. Yeah. That's, again, I don't want that to play as me being shitty about, like, oh, you can't be safe in this country. You can't be safe in this country, too. You know what I mean? Like, as it turns out, you are fucking not safe anywhere. Truly. In this country. But I wouldn't go to parts of this country that I didn't know either. I found myself in a couple of sketchy places here. I found myself in a couple of sketchy places. I found myself in a couple of really sketchy places here. Plan on watching the Elden Ring Night Ring trailer before Chrono Trigger? I hadn't. Not particularly. Anywho, sorry. This conversation sent me. This is crazy. This plate of a semi-sweet stuffed poblano pepper has derailed my entire stream. I've had such a hard time wrapping my mind around this dish. Oh, Jesus. Lamb, mutton, liver, heart, caul, fat, garlic, cumin, paprika, salt, pepper, onions, coriander, parsley. This dish consists of seasoned wrapped intestines that are meticulously wound around aromatic tree branches, typically those of the jujube or laurel tree. This is North Africa. Not North Africa. This is somewhere in Africa. Central Africa, maybe? Primarily made from, you think it's India or Pakistan? That's a good guess. That might be right, too. Yeah, shit, you might be right. You might be onto something there. Primarily made with sheep or lamb intestines. It's often enhanced with a blend of aromatic spices, including cumin and paprika. Once it's prepared, it's traditionally cooked over an open flame and allows the outer layers to achieve a smoky, charred exterior while maintaining a savory interior, tender interior. If you didn't tell me any of that, and even if you did, I would smell that, and I guarantee you I'd smell that and lose my shit and devour. I can smell that photo. Dude, Pakistan's really good. That's a really good pick. I'd get halfway through that before I'd start asking questions about what it was made out of. Because I can't think of anywhere specifically. I mean, I got to admit, no, this vest was giving off African design, African colors. But to be completely honest, it could also be giving off like Nepalese. You know what I mean? Like that could also be a Himalayan vest. This is Pakistani tinted melanin. Yeah, man, I can't get away from it. That's a good guess. Pakistan's a good guess. Cold. I was right. Oh, no, I wasn't right. Where the fuck is this going? Northwest? Of Pakistan? And it's cold, so it's a ways northwest. I'm shocked. Where is this? Where the fuck is this? Azerbaijan, maybe? I guess that's... I'm stunned. I was sure it was here or here. This doesn't feel Turkish. I guess it does have garlic and cumin, which makes a case for... I almost picked Nepal because of this guy's fucking shirt. Maybe it's Azerbaijan? It's not Georgia. It's not pretty enough to be Georgian food. Maybe Turkey? Maybe Syria? Could be Armenia. This is Georgian food is so pretty. No, I don't think it's Georgia. I've not seen anything from Georgia that was that rustic. I'm gonna try Turkey. That doesn't feel right either. I don't understand what's going on. So it's southwest of Turkey. So we are in Africa. Ariche. This needle's all over the place. Egypt, Niger, Morocco. I'm gonna go with Burkina Faso. Okay, we're close. Closer. Northwest. Is it Morocco? I just started to feel Moroccan.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Yeah, it's gotta be North Coast. I guess it's Moroccan? It is Moroccan. What do you know? What do you know? I think this is the first time I've ever seen Moroccan street food, but I have to also point out, food guesser, that Morocco is not northwest of Pakistan, you shithead. Because we were arguing that it was Africa or it was Pakistan, you dickheads. Whatever. They're imaginary points. A needle sucked. Ariche is somebody did a thing. Anime Girl, 2 months at tier 1, 36 months all told. Thank you so much for the resub. I sure appreciate it. Ariche is a traditional Moroccan dish associated with the Amazigh Berber communities. Okay. Particularly those residing in the rural areas, I assumed. The dish is known for its unique preparation method, which involves wrapping and cooking the meat, often involving innards. In aromatic tree branches, typically those of the jujube tree or the laurel tree. Yeah, damn, those are both African trees, man. I should have known. I should have stuck to my guns on that. Those are both African trees, you big dumb Ryan. Communal dish prepared for special occasions. I could skip that line. That's every single dish that's on here. Ariche remains an emblem of the culinary heritage of the Amazigh people, less commonly found in urban Moroccan settings, which is what most of the food from Morocco we've seen here has been, is urban food, but holds cultural significance in the rural Amazigh communities. The dish highlights the resourcefulness and traditional cooking methods preserved through generations, showcasing the adaptation and utilization of locally available resources. Serves as a connection to cultural roots celebrated in various cultural festivals and exhibitions, focusing on Amazigh traditions. No, laurel is correct. It is a Mediterranean. It is a Mediterranean tree. But the reason that I was trying to drag my happy ass over to Africa was because not only were we seeing cumin, paprika, like spice trade spices, we were also seeing garlic. And garlic... Every time I see garlic, it pulls me closer to home, you know? Every time I see garlic, it draws me back to Italia. And so sure enough, but the jujube tree, I'd be willing to bet that that is an overwhelmingly African tree. Native to China. Fuck me forever. I'm glad I didn't bet my bottom dollar. Well, some of my leads were on and some of my leads were off, it would appear. We still waxed the daily though. We still waxed the daily. Not that I want Taffy to be live all times of the day and die of exhaustion, but this is nice for a change. I do like being on nights and weekends during the subathon because it means I get to see people who aren't often here. A handful of people will pop in and be like, Taffy, work. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. They're like, nice to see you. I'm like, nice to see you too. High five. And they're like, here's $1,000. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so generous. And don't put the timer on the clock. Put negative time on the clock. What? You want me to rest? That's like the 9th time that's happened today. That's absurd. And then we strike some sort of compromise. Am I here now? Can you hear me on the wireless mic pack? Look at all the bouncing, look at all the bouncing. I'll see you downstairs. I am gonna start trying to get stuff out because I gotta start cooking. If we're gonna eat today, I gotta start cooking. I got one big ass bag of Italian jumbo shells. You guys are gonna be on the prep cam for a little bit because I have to toggle back and forth between the recipe. I have to toggle back and forth between the recipe and the controls. 1 onion, salt. It says 2 garlic cloves. That's gotta be bullshit. We'll do 4 garlic cloves to start. 1 pound ground beef. 28 ounces of marinara. I think we got a big old jar of that Rayo's in the pantry. Rayo's, where are you? We do. I love you. Come here. Hell yeah. The tripod is blocking the door to the pantry. I got it. 1 15-ounce container, part skim ricotta cheese, ricotta. This is also calling for a package of frozen spinach. Lies and deceit. No one's to be trusted in this house. Ooh, I've got some aubergine in here. Chat, do you want to see my eggplant? I'll show you in a minute. Sorry, I'm so stupid. I hate me. Moment of truth. Oh no. Chat, I didn't do the grocery shopping. You have to forgive me. I had no hand in this. I want you to know this in advance. Anybody who cooks worth a damn knows why I'm apologizing right now. I'm so sorry. This wasn't me. I didn't do this. I didn't do the grocery shopping. A blend of low moisture, part skim mozzarella, not smoked provolone, Romano, Parmesan, Asiago, and finely shredded cheeses. Oh boy. I tell you what, I'll use this, but I can supplement. Hold on. I gotta have something in here. So I got this real thing about being like embarrassed, especially about doing or looking or sounding stupid. Sometimes it's goofy stupid. Like if it's happened and enough time has passed, then I can be like, oh, Ryan, you're so dumb. And then I can tell the story and I have some ownership over it. But in that moment when your face is flush and people are giggling at you and you can't tell if they're giggling with you or at you, that's rough. And that like really works me up. But I am trying to get better about like not letting that keep me from doing or saying things that are scary. Not like, I think Donald Trump's going to be great for this country, but like mispronouncing words. Like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I know I can't pronounce 30% of the Dutch language. I've known that for 20 years. Ever since I dated Marlene, who in Dutch, her name's not even Marlene, it's Marlene or whatever. So I couldn't even say my girlfriend's name correctly, or at least not the way that she'd prefer to have it said.
so many different ways to not please a woman, and I found so many of them. But I'm trying to get better about, like, choosing to be okay with sounding foolish. You know what I mean? Like, taking risks, even, especially little ones that don't matter. Like, risking looking foolish. Stevie, are you off? He put Toof is trying to convince Stevie to be off. You put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. I love my little bench scraper. It's my favorite kitchen tool. To be fair, mispronouncing words means you read them. Yeah, like, you know, like, one of the worst moments that I had waiting tables, I had a French couple come in. You knew it had to be the French. I had a French couple come in because the French Film Festival was happening in Richmond. And we had a French brasserie that I worked at. And I was working to try to, like, I was like, man, if I ever went to their country, I would want to have someone like me waiting on them, because I'm going to try so hard to, like, make sure they get what they want, make sure they feel welcome. You know, their English is non-existent, but my French is non-existent, so we're going to tag team this together. And so, like, they would try to say things in English, and it would be all sorts of wrong. And then I would lightly correct them and say, you know, like, oh, the beef cheeks, as opposed to, like, basically just saying it in French, but putting, like, a weird American accent on it. And I was going slow, but not treating them like they were kicked by a mule. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm doing it. I'm extending cultural relations. I'm trying so hard to make this couple's dinner. Come on, Onion, stop being a dick. I'm working so hard to make this couple's dinner, like, pleasant and memorable. I want them to go back from the United States and be like, you know what? We had this one dude in Richmond, Virginia that was so nice to us. You know, I'm going to rethink some of the negative connotations I have about the States. I did this with them for like 20 minutes. And then I mispronounced the name of a French vintage of wine. Chateau something to something, 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 something. And I said it as best I knew how. And those motherfuckers laughed and pointed at me. And then they repeated it the way I said it with like a dumb drawl on it. Chateau. And I was like, yo, y'all may not know this, but we spit in food here. You all also may not know this, but we beat up tourists in the parking lot here. I don't know if this is a thing where you come from. I'll kick your ass. I would have punched them in the fucking throat. Holy shit. Dude, I was livid. I was livid. I was not happy. I went and found Marie, who was technically a hostess and a food runner that day, but she was from Montreal, so she had some French under her belt. That sounds weird. I shouldn't have said it like that. She had some, she spoke French. She spoke a little bit of French. That makes it sound like, oh, don't tell Amber, but I hooked up with this chick from work. You'd never believe what she's got under her belt. Oh, like, sorry, it just sounded weird. I said that out loud, and I was like, I know what I meant, and they know what I meant, but man, that sounds fucking gross. I basically handed them off to Marie at that point, where I was like, hey, Marie, I'll give you the tip from this table if you just go talk to them, because I have zero desire to help them right now, and they're being real shitty French assholes. And she was like, oh, God, not the French. I've served Russians. They sucked. I've served Australians. They're awesome. Likewise, the Kiwis are awesome. Waiting on Kiwis and Australians is the fucking tits. It's so nice. They're so much fun. The Brits are a real mixed bag. The French sucked. I've had a handful of like Scandinavian countries and the actual Spanish. Not just Spanish speaking people, but like Spaniards. They were cool. They want me to pull this out early. My pullout game is weak, shells. My pullout game is weak. I got 2 kids. We take the small victories here. It said a teaspoon of olive oil. It feels like it should probably be a little bit more. There's a lot of stuff to cook in the pan. So we'll go ahead and let the olive oil warm up. I've gotten, in the interest of getting food tasty for my family, on the first crack, because I know in my heart, if they don't like the first bite, they're not going to season it to try to make it right. Amber will eat it bland, and the boys will just say they don't like it. So I've been trying to get it seasoned and pulled together well by the first bite, because that's like, I feel like it's an elevator pitch, and I need them to like it from bite one. You know, I can't afford. Well, you know, it may need a little salt. At that point, I'm making PB&Js. Well, I'm not making PB&Js, but they're making PB&Js. Dude, I'm just happy we're cooking. I was so worried that I didn't know what I was going to do if those audio issues didn't sort themselves out. I'm actually going to throw the onions on top of the beef. The onions, and especially the garlic that's inside the onions, I kind of want to slow down a little bit. I kind of want them to I don't want the onions to overcook. I certainly don't want the garlic to burn. So I'm going to kind of try to take up as much space as I can with the beef. Fresh parm, you say? Well, that I can do. That I can do. Say when, chat. I mean it. I will shred Parmesan cheese into this until somebody physically comes to my house and says the word when. It'll be a cheesy ass blend. Oh, easy, Taff. I swear to God, chat, anytime I use a cheese grater or a microplane, whatever I'm serving you is like 12% my fingernails. Just be aware, you can't eat at everyone's house. All right, that's a little Swiss Alp mountain. Oh, spinach is so hot. So hot right now. Fuck off, it's so hot. That's all right, I gotta get this done. I gotta get this shit in the oven. It's like Iron Chef disappointed family. No, I can't afford to lose any. Robin called for 16 ounces and I only have 12. Stop falling. Dude, I caught it. It was inside a hand cloth on the washing machine. Oh my God. It's so hot. Spinach so hot right now. I'm gonna use my bench scraper because there's so much spinach water on the countertop. Amber doesn't need to find that. Oh, fuck off, that's so warm. Robin said squeeze well. I can't afford to fuck this up. I don't want Robin with the Y to think I wasn't taking her seriously. I have an idea. It's not a good idea, but it's the idea I have. No, not that one. I got to go to the shed. All right. So this is a glove for picking up logs that are on fire. Now we might as well stay here. All right. And now, ow, fuck. I need 2 of them. I can feel that in a glove built to handle flaming logs. I need another piece of cheesecloth. This is working. I can't grip it with my wet hands. I don't know about you, but I feel like that was an unmitigated success. Ow. I did burn the hand that didn't have the log glove on it. Get in there. Maybe a quick dip in the ricotta will mellow you out. Thankfully, I think there's so much ricotta in here, and there's so little egg, that I don't think we had a chance to actually curdle the eggs with the hot spinach. And the spinach is now cooled off because there's so much cold ricotta in here. I'm going to, before we start to make the shells, I'm going to provide the shells with their little meaty marinara bed. Little place to sleep. Yeah, I think that's good. And then we're going to go right in there with the shells as we get them done. Hey. Chat, that's all right. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. That's way faster. This is the first time I've ever used a piping bag, even an improvised one. I have never used a piping bag before. Yeah, this is really the first time I've ever piped something. Yeah, this is magical. This is a happy ending in my food right now, and I'm, oh no, well, there's a little pasta water in that one, but it's okay. We love a gusher. Hey, more or less. More or less. I gotta get this thing in the oven, man, if I want to eat tonight. Let's hit it more with some more of this sad bastard cheese shred. We gotta do something with it. Look at that. Anti-caking agent. So good. Oh, god damn it. We have guests here. How would you deign to do this to me? People can see us right now, you sad bastard cheese. My wife did the grocery shopping, and this makes me very sad, very sad. I don't have time to shred their mozzarella sticks on top. I really need to get this cooking, and then I need to make some aubergine. Where's my parsley, or Parmesan? For real though, where's my Parmesan? Okay, there's that, there we go. And try to help it out a little bit with freshly grated parm. All right, freshly grated parm, you're gonna get in there and you're gonna convince the rest of the cheese to melt. You're gonna convince the rest of the cheese that the anti-caking agent is a fed and not to be trusted. You're my Luigi. You're my Luigi Mangione. You're my inside man. You're going to be the one that convinces the masses. You're going to be my prophet. Get in there and do God's work. And by God, I mean the Italians. And by work, I mean please make this cheese melt. Oh, God. It looks like the countertop of a Wall Street day trader. There's so much powdery white. Luigi Manicotti. Are you okay? No, I need to get this in the oven. I spent so much time fighting with audio issues. These are medium eggplants. Medium eggplants, man. Come on. Amber and I got to have a talk. I want a full breakdown of every guy she saw before me. All right, because this If this is what the medium eggplant, if this is what the medium eggplants look like.
The directions were for two medium-sized.
I didn't, this is only the second time I've cooked eggplant. I was really worried when I looked at chat and said, Amber thinks these are medium-sized eggplants, and now I need to see
I
foot.
get them. This was a pickup. I would have not picked ones this big.
I was about to look at old Facebook photos of all your ex-boyfriends, because if this is what an average-sized eggplant looked like to you, I was in serious trouble.
I did not choose these.
See, Amber likes a reasonably sized eggplant,
It's true.
not something scary.
Worth a shot. You counter with that? Do we just beat his ass? Maybe we just walk up and punch this bitch. Well, that's that. Oh yeah, that's pretty dumb. Maybe it's that just one of his things is... Maybe it's just that one of his things is attackable. Like, is truly vulnerable. Nope. Okay, there's one. There's one, chat! Oh no, where'd it go? Motherfucker! Okay, hold on. Maybe it's that one? Maybe it's that one? Not great. Oh. Oh, that's it. Yo, we did it. Oh, get fucked, really? There has to be somewhere else we can go, something else we can do. We just try to sneak behind you, bud. This is the ancient sunstone. It looks like it's been drained of all of its energy. We could probably recharge it with the sunlight, but that would take eons. Oh, yeah. Well, thank God we have a time machine. The sun shrine. It said the sun has not set in this place since it first rose. Place the moonstone here. You're goddamn right. Come, let us be on our way. Son of a bitch, it's gone. It seems to have been gone for roughly 1,300 years. Let's pay a visit to the present. How do you know that, Danny? How do you know? How do you know it's been gone for 1,300 years? It hasn't been gone for long. Search nearby. Magic. Cheating asses. Amy G, it's not on this island, right? Like, it's somewhere in this map, is what I'm guessing. It's somewhere in this time. Okay. Oh shit, yeah, that'll send a message. All right, well, I guess there's nothing to it but to do it, huh? Hey, Sarah, what's going on, friend? Little dice
dungeons.
Do I own Dicey Dungeons? Hey everyone, I'm hashtag blessed to be going on this amazing adventure with you. You know what, let's start off easy, because I'm stupid. Because I haven't played this game in a minute. Burn, baby, burn. Disco and oh shit. I rewatched 4 of the Indiana Jones movies recently, man. I forgot how badly racist they were. Like, I knew they weren't good, but yeah, even more so just to eat. I mean, I don't mind them, but I also acknowledge that they're not without their issues. Is he just... Oh no. Is he just trying to convince me that I don't know what's what here? I'm just gonna do this. Oh, I had Fury? I'm a big dumb idiot. Yeah, no, listen, I'm not saying they're not problematic. There's some real problematic shit in there, yeah. When Marion says I was just a child, she means I was just a child. Yeah, Fury on heal would be pretty good, but counterpoint, what if I beat this guy's bitch ass half to death? Would that help? I feel like that would help. That would make me feel better. Yeah. I dare you. Uh-huh.
Oh, mi nana.
The hell did he just say to me? I mean, you aren't going to win, you just aren't. Why is Taffy on? It's midday here. I feel like people miss the gigantic like, I gotta make this bigger. Hold on, chat. I'm gonna fix this.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
If I put it in the middle. Toto! Tier 1, 82 months. Just gotta... There we go. What are you playing? It doesn't matter. This stream could mean anything. I'm being a snarky asshole because I've been live for 13 hours now. But still, I'm just like, damn, does the banner not read to people? Let's roll some D3s. $4x multiplier tonight. 4x multiplier tonight, you lucky fucks.